there. We're making a dessert that we're doing for BlueFire for Valentine's Day. We're creating a raspberry and strawberry mousse bomb. We're going to make chocolate minted brownies and a creme fraiche whipped cream to go with it. And a little champagne gelée that's going to be sprinkled on the plate. So first we're going to start with the mousse. I have about a quart of raspberry puree and about 2 quarts of strawberry puree. What I'm going to do first here is glue my gelatin. I'm not sure if you've used gelatin in the sheets form, but that's what I usually use here in the bakery. So I have some ice cold water that I've started with, and then I'm just going to set these inside to start. So then the next step, I'm going to start my whipped cream going, because I'm going to whip it at a very low speed so I can build a little bit of structure in there and make it not too over whipped and foamy. So we'll get 4 quarts of this in there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up my raspberry puree. I really kind of refrain from heating up the strawberry puree because it starts to change color and the taste and texture a little bit. But I need to find a way to add sugar on here and have it dissolved so that it's not grainy in the final product. So that's why I'm heating this up. And also I need to heat up something in this recipe so that I can dissolve the gelatin in there. So I'm adding a pound of sugar into this, and then I'm going to just put this over medium heat so that I can dissolve the sugar. Okay, so I have my gelatin here. It's all bloomed and it has absorbed enough water to be successful here. So I'm going to add this to the hot puree that I have so it will dissolve and melt and everything. So I just added all the gelatin sheets in here and they're all dissolving. So here I have my raspberry puree, my sugar that's dissolved, and the gelatin that's now dissolved. My strawberry puree. I'm actually adding this right away. I have it very, very chilled, so it's going to help bring down the temperature of the hot puree here so that we can add our cream. Just as ratio, I mean, I've used about twice as much of the strawberry puree and the raspberry puree since raspberry puree is such a strong puree. Right? And I'm going to add just a little bit of lime juice. I have 2 tablespoons of lime juice that I'm going to add here. You can add lemon. I just actually prefer lime juice. I think it's a little bit of a fresher taste. Okay, so I have my whipped cream whipped, but if you look here, it's very, very soft. It's super soft peaks. I don't want it very stiff. I want a nice smooth mousse, and this won't have any additional extra air bubbles or anything. So I'm going to take about a third of this, put it right in with the puree. My whisk to get the first batch here combined, and the rest I'm going to fold in. So I'm going to do the second third. Now that I have some cream already mixed in there, I'm going to fold this in. And then we're going to pipe them into these molds. These are our bomb molds. We're going to pipe them in there, and then we're going to let them freeze overnight so that we can take them out of the mold. Then we're going to spray them with a mixture of white chocolate and cocoa butter, and it gives a nice velvety finish. Last third, whipped cream. Now I'm going to pipe the mousse into the molds here. A little trick that I use when I'm trying to pipe things so it doesn't all come out the bottom is if you take the bag here and twist it, kind of push them through, makes it so it doesn't fall at the bottom. And also another handy way to fill it, over a glass here, or a jug, we can fill it easily, it doesn't get so messy. Okay, so we've baked some sheets of vanilla sponge cake, flattened a sheet, and we've stamped out little circles on, and we're going to just put them right on the top there. So when these freeze overnight, we're going to invert them, and actually that cake is going to be on the bottom. Hi there. We are back today. I have unmolded the mousse bombs here. They've been frozen so that we can get them out of the mold. And I'm going to spray them with a white chocolate spray, which will give them a velvety finish. I do that, actually, I use just a regular paint gun. There's a mixture of white chocolate and cocoa butter that I have in here, and I'm just going to going to do is take my eggs and my sugar and put them in the mixer, and I'm going to whip them up so they're really light and fluffy. So I have my 6 eggs and a tablespoon and a teaspoon of vanilla. Put that in there. And I actually have a whole pound plus 4 ounces of brown sugar. So next I'm going to melt down my chocolate with butter, and I put it over a double boiler to melt it down so it's all combined. My suggestion for chocolate is don't use chocolate chips, but if you can go buy bittersweet chocolate from someplace like Trader Joe's, they sell it in a block in the freezer section. It's a better product. If you get something around the high 50% or 60%, that would be best. Don't use the unsweetened baker's chocolate. It's just bad, and it's not going to be what you want to taste. So we already have around 4 ounces of my chocolate, and I have 14 ounces of butter. And I'm going to melt this down while that continues. The eggs and brown sugar has gotten really light and fluffy. You can take a look there. Different than how it just started. So I'm going to stir in. I have flour and baking powder and salt in here, and I'm going to stir this in to the egg mix. Fold it in until it's combined, and then I'm going to stir in the chocolate and butter mix until it's combined. Now this is cooled slightly. The chocolate is cooled slightly because I don't want to add it right away to the eggs. It will start to cook the eggs a little bit more than I want. And also my chocolate chips, which I'm stirring in last, I don't want that chocolate to melt down the chocolate chips. Okay. And since these are chocolate mint brownies, I have a mint extract that I'm going to add to the chocolate here. Oh, I can smell it. It's really strong. So I'll fold in my chocolate mix. So I snuck a little taste, and I decided that I wanted a little bit more mint. So increase that to one teaspoon of the mint extract, and stir in my chocolate chips here. Spread it out even here. You can put this in a regular baking dish with sides. We'll make this. And the last little component that we're going to do is just make the creme fraiche whipped cream, and I'm just going to put some cream in the bowl here, whip it up with a little bit of powdered sugar and some creme fraiche, maybe a little less than a quart there. And to that I will add 2 big tablespoons of the creme fraiche. So I have my whipped cream, and as I mentioned before, I added some creme fraiche to it. Creme fraiche is very similar to sour cream, so it's just something that's going to cut down on the sweetness a little bit and kind of add to the chocolate. So when the brownies were done, I stamped them out with a little heart cookie cutter, and we're just going to place them on the plate here. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it here. We'll just have some little hearts. I'll put some rosette of the creme fraiche whipped cream here. I also made some champagne gelée. It's gelatin with champagne, and I've cut them up into these little squares. And I also have these little chocolate cupids that I'm going to put on here since it's the Valentine dessert. So I'll add some of these, sprinkle them on the plate here. And a little dot of raspberry sauce. And here we have the dessert. So we're going to be serving this dessert special in BlueFire for Valentine's Day. So we hope to see you there with your sweetheart.